The Diocese of Fall River closed St.Annes Parish in 2019 and leased the building to the St.Annes Preservation Society with the hopes of renovating the historic church. And in the last 4 years, the organization has made marked progress toward its goal.
We've done renovations on the shrine, and we continue to raise money to fix the roof, and we're getting pretty close. We maybe have enough money to fix half the roof come late summer or early fall. But there's some chapels that we have in the shrine that have been redone. St. Joseph's has been redone. Santa Cristo has been redone, and we're going to be doing converting the St. Jude Chapel to an adoration chapel coming soon. So people will be able to come in and do adoration during the day.
Mr. Garvin says the cost of renovating the structure has changed since the organization took over the project.
We estimate we could fix the church up and get it operational for about $7.5 million versus the $13 million. That number's gone up a little bit because of, contractors are more expensive and things like that. A building like this will never be built in Fall River again, and the historical committee has been very cooperative, and the community development people have also been very helpful. And we've had somebody leave us half their estate, and that's helped our situation also.
Although the main church remains closed until repairs can be done, the initial assessment of the damage was overstated.
We've had drone people, we've had contractors come in and really take a good look at the roof. When they initially did it, the architect just estimated how much it would be to fix. But we know where the water's coming in now, and we know what it takes to fix it. And one of the things we found is the roof is actually in pretty good shape. It's really the valleys that are a problem. And the good news is when they do the valleys, they take the slates off and they're going to reseal it, and then they're going to put the slates back, so they're not. So it's actually a lot cheaper. But also the water runoff is going into the walls, and the walls in certain areas have to be repointed and sealed, because the water goes through the water will go through the walls, because it hasn't been done in many years. So once that happens, we should be able to open once that whole situation is stabilized.
The shrine sees between 30 and 50 patrons a day and upwards of 70 during holidays and monthly healing masses. Mr. Garvin says the shrine sees enough activity to pay its bills.
Today we have a full gift shop, Immaculate Conception gift shop, so if you need any particular items or anything like that, please come down and visit us. And when we started, we said, boy, we have a lease, how are we going to pay for the heat and the heat and the utilities and the insurance? And but the candle sales really help. We have big ones for $5 and small ones for $1. And we've been able to do it. And then the other thing that happened when even before we opened, Me Some Restaurant ran a fundraiser for us, and they gave us $10,000 before we even opened our doors. So we had a little bit of seed money to get that going. But today, we've raised a lot of money. Nobody gets paid. It's all volunteers. There's no employees, and we've done very well.
As part of its ongoing capital campaign, the Preservation Society has received large and small donations, some targeted to specific renovations within the shrine. Mr. Garvin says the organization's board of directors brings targeted expertise to the project.
We have these people come in, people with experience, project managers, mechanical engineers are on our board, a contractor. So that makes up the building committee. We have a couple of liturgical people who are people that went to seminary but didn't become priests, so they know all the rules and how to, talk to the bishop and things like that much better than I could. Then we have financial people, myself and somebody else, and then we have some people who are social workers, and so it's really been. The board it's in our brochure we talk about that. It was a miracle in itself that all these people came together.
Throughout this process, Mr. Garvin says the diocese remains supportive.
Every time we've asked the bishop for help or a mass or something liturgical, he's been very accommodating. When we first started out, we didn't have the Blessed Sacrament in the shrine. Now we have the Blessed Sacrament, and people have asked him to be able to do some masses. We don't do masses during the weekends because we don't want to compete with some of the parishes. But we've had the Franconian Society has a mass a couple times a year and things like that. So he's been very, very accommodating and very, very helpful to us.
The organization continues to seek individual and corporate donations, and Mr. Garvin remains hopeful that by the end of its current lease in 2029, a large portion of the renovation work will be complete.
At first, we were nervous, because we had the certain bills that had to get paid. But, as time has evolved, it seems to be easier people see our success, and it seems to be easier to raise money. We're very optimistic that, in 10 years, it'll be continual improvement as we go along.